What's good, people? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Swish Masters podcast. We want to say thank you to our sponsor, Straight Stoner. He has new production t-shirts, executive productions, Swish Masters, as well as Farm Raised Entertainment. Check out his debut mixtape, Banging Out the Bushes. Straight Stoner, produced by yours truly, Executive Productions. Check us out and continue listening to the podcast. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks so much. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Swish Masters podcast. I am your co-host, Zay, the executive producer.
I'm your co-host, Q the Guru Zay. Got a special guest on the podcast today.
Special guest indeed. I want to welcome to the show Mr. Kevin Holland, former Southern Miss legend himself in the building. Thank you for joining us, man.
I'm honored. I'm honored to be a part of this.
Yo, Kevin, thanks so much for being on the podcast, man. We really appreciate you. Kevin, Southern Miss legend, man. So can you tell the people about your position, what you did at Southern Miss?
Yeah. I
Which, by the way, it's our alma mater now.
Yeah, it's all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I came to Southern Miss in 2014. I played from 2014 to 2019. I had one redshirt year. My second year. Long story behind that, but overall it was, we went from 9-win team to a 20-win team. I left as top 10 in 3-point shooting. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but the way the game's changing. But that's kind of what I pride myself on right there.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I think I saw it. Let me see. Number 7 in program history. Nice, man.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's downplaying it, but I used to see you at the games, man. Got the lefty sharpshooter out here. So, yeah, man.
They say all left-handed people are supposed to be a shooter, so I just try to stick with the trend.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so, Kevin, what was the most challenging part about playing, college ball?
I think the most challenging thing was the speed. Like from the very beginning, like I got there the summer before my first semester. So, I graduated high school in May. In June, like halfway through June, I was on campus. And it was just like the speed of the game was, everything's happening so fast. And they were trying to play me a point guard, and I never played point guard before. So that was an adjustment in itself, and then making reads. So it honestly took me my full freshman year and my redshirt year sitting out to really get up to Division I speed.
So you think that college ball's just, I guess, in style of play, tempo is completely different from high school? Just it doesn't prepare you at all?
I mean, you're prepared. If you have good high school coaches, you're prepared to run different sets and offense. So it wasn't learning the plays. It wasn't learning the defense. It was just adjusting to the athleticism of everybody. So like things are just happening faster. Like in high school, the guy's gonna be open for 2 seconds. College, the guy's gonna be open for half a second. And if you miss him that half a second, now you stand there holding your dribble because he's covered now. So you just gotta reverse it. But once you learn the reads and you understand what you're looking for, then you're always a step ahead. Because I mean, my freshman year, I used to turn the ball over a lot, and I was coming off the bench, so it was kind of like it was magnified. The starters, they can always make mistakes and do things, but when you come off the bench and you turn the ball over in the 3-minute stretch that you're in there, then all eyes on you and you feel bad. But I think I was just thinking about it the other day. There was a game against Louisiana Tech. That was my very last game of my freshman season. We had like 7 or 8 players at the time, and I was starting the point guard then, and I think I had 5 turnovers first half and 2 in the second half. And just that game, having 7 turnovers, and then fast forward to like my last year, 2018, 2019, and having like under 20 turnovers for the season. And it was just like that's like a huge change. And just understanding the game and still having the ball in my hand just as much. But just understanding like how the game works, because the game was moving super fast my freshman year. Senior year, it looked like it was just in slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
Just catching up to speed, and then it's the same. I feel like it's the same way for every freshman. It's a process, and you just gotta figure it out and stick with it.
Absolutely, man. To hear having 7 turnovers in a game to in your senior season having less than 20 for the whole year, that's incredible, bro. So, man, shout out to you for that, man. That's crazy.
So yeah, he's always had me take the ball out. So I felt like I was a shooter. I felt like I was a good shooter. So everybody's always told me that your shooting ability is just on how good you shoot free throws. I felt like I was a good free throw shooter also. But because I didn't turn the ball over, it comes down to the end of the game, and Coach Sadler always wanted me to take the ball out. Kevin, you take the ball out. Kevin, you take the ball out. So it's either, I'm passing it in to the point guard or the wing, and I'm not getting to shoot it, or I'm calling a timeout because he trusts me with game situations, stuff like that. So, that was, I like the responsibility. I played my role. It was fun.
Yeah.
I'd do it again.
There's definitely a big role of like trust to put you in those situations as well. In those key situations, so he trusts your IQ at that point, trusts you as a player to make the right decision. And I want to go back to you as a freshman. Before you said you never really played point guard, right?
Never.
And they put you there. So yeah, that's really something, that just that challenge and that transition. I know you spoke about it briefly, but your second year was a redshirt year. Yeah, I don't know if you feel comfortable. Can you tell us about exactly what happened? Was it because of the play from the first year? And remind the audience that this was your first year as a point guard. I mean, first time driving a car. I mean, it's crazy. I'm scared of everything coming at me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So if you're comfortable, can you tell us what happened in your redshirt year?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I was just trash. No, I'm just playing. But we had. I mean, I was pretty bad freshman year, but.
Your position, man. It
was a new position, and then there was a lot of stuff going on with the university, and NCAA, like suspensions and everything. So, I got a lot of respect for Coach Sadler because he basically inherited a bad situation from the previous coach, and I also got a lot of respect for him because at the end of the year, we're going into the next year. He felt like we were going to self-impose another postseason suspension, and he was like, Kevin, if you want a red shirt, you can red shirt if you want to. Like, you don't have to waste another year, because that Louisiana Tech game, I mean, I don't remember the standings. I don't know if we would have been in the conference tournament or not, but we knew. That was the last game of the season. Like, we're not playing for anything. We're not in the conference tournament. We're not trying to win anything. So we just playing games at that point. So it was just kind of like reps and game reps against other teams. But it came down to, do I want to waste another year and then only have 2 years to go to the conference tournament and try to win a championship and do stuff like that? And he told me if I sit out, I can get my master's degree. So there was so many, positives to it. positives like off the court and on the court, because off the court everybody's trying to get your degree. So I was able to, because of summer school and everything, I was able to graduate in December of my 4th year on campus. So that left me with spring, summer, fall, and spring of the next year to do my master's. So I got my undergrad and my master's within my playing career, basically. And then the redshirt year was just, it was great for me because I don't know how detailed everybody knows about college basketball, but you got the starters, you got the few guys that come off the bench, and then you got a scout team. Scout team are the guys who don't get in the game. All they do is come to practice and they run the other team's plays, and they try to help the people who are playing real minutes. So knowing that I was coming to practice every day and being on the scout team and being able to kind of play freely, and also, I'm kind of getting an advantage. Like I'm running, I know our plays and I know the other team's plays now. So, that gave a chance for all the coaching staff to recognize my IQ, recognize that I can play like different people. Sometimes I'll be a point guard who is a scoring guard. Sometimes I'll be a point guard who shoots here and there. Sometimes I'll be a point guard who drives to the rim. So it was almost like I was just imitating people every day, and it showcased all my skills. And I started the last 11 games of my freshman year, and then redshirt, and then after redshirt year, came back and started game 1 as point guard. So it worked out for me. And from those 11 games, like I ended up starting like 103, 104, something like that in a row. So it worked out for me. So
yeah, that's a really thanks for sharing. First of all, that's a really unique perspective, because unfortunately, whenever anyone hears like a red shirt, it's like a negative connotation to that. But actually, it was like a really positive one. And I know, thinking back now, I do remember that situation. But just look how it all worked out in your favor. It helped you not only on the court, but off the court as well. You don't hear about too many people finishing like all their degrees and playing. So that's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know most people with redshirt year, they like either he's not good enough or he got hurt. So
yeah, that's without knowing the whole context. Again, you are the first time, first time playing that position. But now at this point, you're clearly great. Whatever you do, you have so many skills. You also just talked about how the rest of your year allow you to show off your skills, show off everything you can do. So what do you prefer now? Do you prefer point guard or do you prefer shooting guard? What do you prefer?
I prefer shooting guard. That's like my natural, my comfort zone. That's where I want to be. I want other people to drive, and I want kicking it out to me. Like that's just, I feel like spot shooting wise, I can make 10 in a row and be confident. I can miss 5 in a row and still be confident in shooting the 6th one. So that's just, most people consider the point guard position as like the leader, the floor general, but the floor general is really the person who's just vocal and can tell everybody else where they need to be. So I bounced around because we switched so many lineups between my redshirt sophomore year and my redshirt senior year that I played point guard, I played shooting guard, I played the 3, I played the 4. Like it just all depended on what lineup he wanted to put in, but he trusted me wherever he wanted to put me.
That's awesome, man. You spoke about floor leaders, whether that's just being a point guard or being the vocal leader, being a guy that is first out on the court, call out the plays, call out the defense, whatever. Who do you have a teammate in mind that you think has had that type of leadership role and who had the biggest impact on you as a player?
You said like a teammate?
Yeah, teammate wise.
I mean,
or just like playing against somebody in scrimmages, like who I guess help you to elevate as a player, as a person?
I mean, my freshman year we had guy Matt Ben Guy. You remember him?
Yeah.
So he was, when you're a freshman and you got these guys who were NIT team and they different things, like they got different experiences, so they just look at you a certain way. Like they just look at you like, all right, he gonna come in, he gonna sit on the bench for a little while. And I struggled, but we went to our first closed scrimmage. So we also play those closed scrimmages just to kind of just see where the team's at, like somewhere in October, like mid-October, we go to a closed scrimmage. And I was the type of guy that I'm the type of point guard. I'm getting the ball moving, I'm gonna take charges, I'm gonna make sure the play gets ran, I'm not gonna break the play off. And I had a really good scrimmage. And Matt was like, he's like, bro, you gonna be good, man. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. Just keep hooping, man. You're gonna be good. And it wasn't like I was going out there and scoring a whole bunch of points. But I think that guys like playing with people who pass the ball naturally. So if I'm not shooting, it may have been he was happy that I'm playing because I give him the ball, or he may have been just encouraging me. Whatever it was, it helped me out, and it kept me going my freshman year because 7 turnovers is depressing.
Oh, that's all good. I remember playing in high school. Our point guard at the time had 9 turnovers, and I think the first half, and our coach ripped them like halftime, and it was bad. It was like probably the worst experience, like just not being directly spoken to, but like you was like, oh man. So it's definitely good to have that teammate, that experienced guy that's had time to make mistakes, and then he sees you out here making the right plays, making the right moves, whether that's scoring or not. Like you said, passing the ball is important. I think that's probably one of my favorite parts of the game. So that's awesome.
And I was always like from Little League to YMCA play to AAU, high school, middle school. I was always the person that they need me to score. So it was, I would get rebounds. I would keep up with points and rebounds when I was younger. But I think my freshman year of college was the first time where it's like I'm looking at the end of the game, like how many assists I got. And it was a different kind of, satisfaction, like taking the ball out on inbounds plays and getting that easy assist and different stuff like that. Quick story. Before the last game against Louisiana Tech, we had a senior night against UTEP at home, and it was the biggest comeback in Southern Miss history. I think we came back from 24, and I think I played 39 of the 40 minutes or something like that. But that game, I think I had like 7 or 8 assists and 0 turnovers.
Yeah.
So after that game, I'm feeling good. I'm like, this game ain't that hard. It's easy. It's conference play. Like, I'm here. Like, I've arrived. Next game, 5 turnovers first half, 2 in the second half, get blown out. And it was just a reminder, Kev, you need to get in the gym this year. Like, you need to get in the gym, work on your ball handling, get comfortable. And as soon as I tell everybody that I tried to master everything that I did. My very last game playing point guard, well, supposed to be playing point guard, was against Tulane. It was right before Christmas, and I think I had 15 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. It was like the last time that I started at the point guard position, and then I moved to the wing. And it was like, I left on a good note playing point guard. I always look back on that and say, I was in control of the game.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what was going on, how to run the offense, not turn the ball over, all that stuff. So definitely some growth.
That's awesome, man. Definitely a well-balanced attack right there. 15, 8 and 5. So that's good, man.
One of my best games.
Nice. Oh yeah, I was looking at I got the Southern Miss stats up, man. I had to look it up. I thought I read something. Yeah, you also finished with during your senior year, that's what it was. The top field goal percentage at 48%, 47.8%. Who was responsible for helping you develop your shot?
I mean, it depends on what point. I mean, I always had, my dad was a Division I basketball coach, so I always had a coach / trainer like in the house. And my dad was a point guard. I got an older brother who was a point guard. They're both taller than me, and I was a shooting guard. But it was like he taught my brother how to be a point guard, and he taught me how to play off the ball. And now I still wish that I would have got a chance to play on the same team as my brother, but he's 5 years older, so we never got that chance. But he worked on my shot all the time and told me how important it was to make open shots, and you get paid to, people pay you to make shots.
Yeah.
You get paid to make shots. So that always stuck in my head. And then when I got to college, and basically hearing like, I need you to move the ball, like I don't need you shooting the ball, it was different because everybody's always told me like, hey, you need to shoot the ball, you need to shoot the ball. So I think I made under 10 threes my freshman season, and but I had fallen in love with the assist and run the plays and all that. So then by the time I moved to the wing, then I was like, okay, now I got to get back to thinking shooting.
Right.
And it took me a while to like get it back going and start thinking of it as like my first option. But I used to just take a teammate to the gym and we just make 300 threes every day on the shooting machine. People always ask me like, well, now they ask like kids that I train, so they ask me now like, how did I get so good at shooting threes? Well, I take good shots, and then also I worked on shooting every single day. Like I go in there and make 300 threes a night for the game, knowing that I'm only gonna get like 2 or 3, and I need to make 2 or 3. So
you gotta make it count. Yeah,
you gotta make it count. So that percentage is high, but I wasn't I didn't shoot shots off the dribble, stuff like that. Like it was most of those like catch and shoot in the corner, lifting up from the corner to the wing. So I knew where I was gonna get my shots at also. So that makes it easier when you know where you're gonna get shots at, when you're gonna get shots at, which plays, and you like, and everybody on the team understands that. Then you're in a rhythm. Yeah. So it's rhythm threes, and then I had one game my junior year where I went 7 for 7 from 3, and it was like I think I was 8 for 8 in the game. I had a putback layup, but the headline was like, one of the greatest shooting performances in Southern Miss history.
Yeah.
With a minimum of like 7 shots or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was 8 for 8. And the guy asked me, I forgot what exactly he asked me, but I was just like, all the shots I took were open. Like I'm supposed to make open shots. Like that's what I'm supposed to. I wish I could go 7 for 7 every night.
For sure.
people guard you different, and then some nights you just off. So it's what it is.
Yeah. Kevin, you have so many different skills. So when we think about the game, what do you think is the most underrated skill? Means that a pre-conversation before. What do you think is the most underrated skill in the game?
I think it's finishing, honestly, because me being 6'1", playing high school basketball, like you get to the rim, and I felt like I was more athletic. So I would either just go for a foul, or I'm just like playing up on the backboard, trying to play above people. So you get to college and you realize that there's people that's more athletic than you. 90% of them more athletic and jump higher. And it's like I'm 6'1", the point guard for my junior and senior season was like 5'8", 5'9", somewhere around there. And he's like in the lane, like finishing. And I just don't understand how you do it. Like, I don't understand how you see those little gaps and using the glass different ways and floaters and stuff like that. So, I mean, I got a chance to figure out passing. So, there's an art to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just never figured out finishing at the rim. So I just shot threes.
Yeah. I think that's also part of like how the game is changing, like, the NBA and everything. Like, first, it's all about finishing the twos, and now it's like everything's at the three. How good are you shooting? So I can see how that could be an underappreciated skill. So speaking about the NBA, so do you agree with the game changing? How you think of the NBA now in terms of how the game is played?
I mean, it's a lot of analytics behind it. I guess if you're looking at it that way, it's in the right direction. But I mean, guys I think shot making ability has increased. So, the game is changing because almost everybody that goes to NBA can shoot. Like, a lot of times before, if you're good, whatever you're good at, you're good. But now you can be a really good college player, and if you don't have a jump shot, you struggle. Like when you go to the NBA. So, I mean, as long as guys who are capable of making three or shooting the three, I'm fine with however many threes they shoot in the game. I mean, nobody's gonna shoot them like Steph anyway, and the fact that people try to shoot him like Steph is ridiculous to me. So I don't like that part. Like, and that carries down to like younger kids, and I see it a lot because I do basketball training now. Like, they see the shots that Steph Curry shoots, so it affects.
Oh yeah.
It affects like youth basketball.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't at that point. It's good for the NBA. It's entertaining, and they're entertained, but that's not the starting point of your jump shot.
Right. It's similar like watching Michael Jordan. I think you want to dunk too. I just couldn't do it. So I learned something else, man. But yeah, that Steph is definitely like just almost one of a kind in his profession, man. It's crazy. And you do see a lot of players in the league try to emulate that. Top of my head, example is Trae Young. He has similarities to Steph's game and range. So yeah, definitely a good point.
Yeah. Definitely see a lot of kids trying to be Steph Curry, trying to shoot off the dribble, step back three. Specifically, my little brother. I remember he always had switched teams like every year. I'm about to put myself out there. I'm like 8 years older than him. So I grew up watching like the early 2000s basketball. Like, they drive to the basket. You see mid-range jumpers. Then Steph comes along on the scene. He's shooting off the dribble threes. He's taking double behind the back, step back three, shooting from 90 feet away. My little brother, we had a court at my mom's house. Like it's 2 goals, it's full court, but it's not big enough to be actual full court. So he's shooting from like one corner of the court to the other. And I'm like, man, you are not Steph Curry. But it's funny how the game has changed. It's great, like you said, it's entertainment wise, it's key, but definitely gotta like bring kids back down. Like, all right, start with the layups, and then we'll go.
That's fundamentals. Yeah, for sure.
They I always appreciate when they post like Steph Curry's workout videos, and like Steph Curry made 99 threes in a row today, and was 100 for 101. And I see the video, and he's just spot shooting, and it's just a rhythm, and I'm like, this is why he shoots these other shots. That he can do this, and same way with Harden. Like everybody wants to shoot Harden step backs. Well, Harden is shooting step backs because he can make 35 threes in a row just standing still. Yeah. Can you make 35 in a row standing still? No. So you need to work on that first.
Right.
And then move on to the next part. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Good point. Is there a favorite player that you have or that you like to watch, or is there a play that inspires you? I know you talked about your dad, his coaching. Was there any other player that you looked up to, want to monitor their game out there?
I mean, number one favorite is Ray Allen. And I'm not, I know 34 Ray Allen, but the beginning of my basketball career, which 7th grade, 8th grade, was when he was with the Celtics, and his number 20. So that's the reason why I wore number 20.
Gotcha.
I wore 20 in the 8th grade, and then when I played varsity my 9th grade year, the juniors get priority, and he picked 20, so I went 22. As soon as I got to Southern Miss, I went right back to 20. And 20 is, I feel like, a big number for a point guard. So, moving on later in my career, when I'm back in the wing, like it makes more sense. But Ray Allen, I just like how he ran off screens, how he got open, different things, and the quick release, how high he jumps on his shot. Because I think a lot of people now shoot with more of their arms, which does increase your range. But I felt like jumping over people, like Michael Jordan and Kobe, they would jump over you in the mid-range and shoot their shots. And Ray Allen would jump super high and shoot his three. And I use a lot of legs on my shot. So he's kind of who I wanted to mold like my game around. When he went to Miami, I was pulling for him, but I wasn't a Miami fan. Like I was still kind of a Celtics fan then, but once he retired, then I kind of moved to Damian Lillard, and it was just he's point guard, but it was like a new exciting like guy in the league, all the way from when he hit the game winner against Houston. I think I was a senior. I think I was a senior in high school when he hit that shot, and I was like, no, I like this guy.
Yeah.
And then seeing what he's doing like now, like dropping 50s and 60s and stuff like that. So it's just like, and I feel like he plays the right way. Like he does shoot those deep threes and different stuff like that, but I don't think he's shooting like ridiculous, like unrealistic, like Steph Curry shots. Like he's either coming off ball screen and just shooting it in rhythm just from deep, or he's just just catch and shoot. I mean, most of his shots are legit open, while Steph makes unbelievable shots, and you can't make your game that way. Like it's hard to imitate that, because if you miss it, you don't have Steph Curry leash, like you coming out the game.
That's it. You go into the bench, you pull up from half court, you miss. Yeah, you ain't playing for the rest of the game. If it was my coach back in the day.
Right. And Paul George will agree with you too. You know, that's a bad shot, you know. But you know, as we know, it's a good shot for some of these players now they can actually do it. So
yeah, I mean, seeing them practice it,
right.
it makes sense. I mean, I never would have thought that people would be practicing shooting threes from the logo, like as their workout regimen. Like I used to always try to toe the line, and I still tell kids that I'm trying to like get your toe as close to this line as possible because that's the easiest three that you can take.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I used to be in the corner. That's it.
All right.
That's it. Yeah, thank y'all for giving up Ray Allen because I am a Heat fan. I'm a Wade era Heat fan. So 03 to currently. When Ray Allen came to the Heat, I was pumped. I was like, oh yeah, we repeating. Here we go. But definitely have a lot of respect for Ray Allen. I've always liked Ray Allen. We had one of my friends on here, Jay. His favorite player is Ray Allen. So I always have like followed him ever since he's got game. With he was Jesus Shuttlesworth. So
right.
Yeah, mad respect for Ray Allen. I think he does have like one of the prettiest jump shots in the game of basketball, period. Because like you said, he shoots off of a high jump. Like you don't see that a lot now. Everybody's just straight up form from the arms, but Ray coming off the screens, just jumping over you, and it was always perfect form, always super elevated, feet were straight. So mad respect. Dame too. Since D.O.A. retired, I always have kept up with Dame. Just the way he plays the game is awesome to see.
Yeah, I love his attitude as well. Dame brings a certain attitude and mindset to the game as well. It was really, really good. Speaking of Dame, like, what do you think of his situation? He's with the Trailblazers, right? Not really going anywhere. You know, the West is super stacked. You know, there are some rumors in the offseason like, oh, Dame needs to get traded. He shut the rumors down, but it's starting to come up again. You hear stuff about the Knicks or the Sixers. And so what do you think about Dame? Should he go somewhere, you know, trying to get a title, or what do you think?
I mean, he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna win in Portland, but I also don't know how much he really cares. So I mean, I think he just wants to be a leader. He wants to work hard and fight through. I mean, he was real close when they went to the Western Conference Finals,
right?
But I think he had hurt his finger or something. There was something that he was dealing with, and it just didn't. It didn't happen. But I felt like those years he was really pulling the Trailblazers along, and I still don't feel like they have all the right pieces, because it's like I feel like that post position, that four is like Nurkic is good, but he's not like dominant.
Yeah.
So I think you need a dominant guard and you need a dominant big. Now, I'm not saying that they should get rid of CJ, but we just need a better big to complete the system.
Let me ask you this real quick. Are you more of a Damian Lillard fan, or are you split? Let's get straight. Are you still a Celtics fan, or are you like Trailblazers? What's your favorite team here? Before I ask my next question.
I'm a Trailblazers fan now.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well, let me ask you this then. As this gonna test your loyalty or faith to one or the other. As a Damian Lillard fan and as a Trailblazers fan, what do you want more for Dame? You want him to go try to get chips somewhere else? Like you said, he probably got a chance in Portland, but do you want to be loyal to the team and What do you want as a fan?
I mean, me and Dame are like a package deal. So it's
Got
like,
you. So there we go. Got you. Dang, don't go somewhere. Fans want it. Don't go somewhere. Get a chance.
I don't know. I don't see him leaving. Dame has a song "Loyal to the Soil."
Yeah, I
And
remember
he's the
that.
type of dude. He wants to be in Portland with the team that he got drafted from, and I respect it. But we all know it's probably very unlikely that he wins a chip in Portland anytime soon.
Right.
But they did fire their president recently.
Right.
So I've been seeing like a lot of trade proposals and stuff. I'm like, I don't know if that happens, but it'll be interesting since they did make a move and
Right.
they want to win. So it's possible.
Good point. And I go back to when they used to have, Aldridge, and Dame wasn't Dame now, but just imagine Dame now. You had even a player who was like similar to, because Aldridge was dominating back then. He was. I agree with you that for me they were always missing like that wing piece and that center. I don't know. It's tough. I don't know what they can do. Try to trade CJ. Try to get a really, really good piece back. But I don't foresee anyone giving up.
I think the really, like, just talking about pieces, I think the best teams, their superstar or co-star affects the game on both sides. So it's like take LeBron. LeBron is out of his prime, but in his prime, I mean, he could guard anybody,
Right.
and in a battle, and he go down and score. He affects the game on both sides. Kawhi affects the game on both sides. But then you got like Dame. He's not gonna ever be on an all defensive team. And I think you need to be a certain size too. So it's like him and CJ are the superstars, but they're trying to go get somebody else who's like a 3-and-D guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's playing defense, but I mean,
That's interesting.
He's not really.
Right.
Yeah, he's 6'2", playing against Steph and a lot of tall guards really in pick and roll switches. So it's kind of like he can't really contribute to that side of the game. But I don't know. I like him and CJ together, but I guess I wouldn't, like, as a GM, I wouldn't be opposed to hearing like, okay, how can I move CJ or some pieces to at least get a big man that's like a defensive anchor, like, because Nurkic, I don't think he's like by any means a scrub or anything, but I don't think he has the consistency to like go up against the best bigs or best drivers in the game every night. So
no, remember Joker took his spot. Remember, they gotta be true. I mean, just saying, it's tough, man.
That playoff series was bad. Like, I felt so bad for Dame driving like 50, 60.
Right.
And I don't think they got a game, man. That's tough.
It is, man. I don't know. Well, hopefully whatever happens with Dame, hope he continues to have success, still. But I got you now. You follow Dame. All right, so who's we never asked all our guests this.
Here we go.
No judgments here. This is a very open show. So, who's the GOAT?
Michael.
Opinion. Dang, that was quick.
Respect.
Hold on, I'm be some of the naysayers. Why not LeBron? LeBron is playing so. He's gonna be number one all-time points. He can assist. Jordan didn't pass like that. LeBron can defend all positions. And what's another argument a lot of people say? Am I missing one of them?
I mean, LeBron is number 2. He's number 2 on my list, and it's not like he's. I mean, it's not like he's far. Like it's not like Michael Jordan and then LeBron and everybody else. Like they're right here. I just feel like it's a LeBron more goes into the category of dominance. So like Shaq.
Mhm.
If Shaq took the game serious, he'd be dominant and he'd be one of the top scorers. You know, all this, he'd be all this stuff, got all the rings, everything. But LeBron is he's just dominant. Like, but best, if we're talking about like best basketball player, like honestly, like Kobe's skill is better than LeBron's. And then, you know, Jordan is Kobe's mentor.
Yeah.
So like Jordan, the reason why I say Jordan is the GOAT is because he did everything fundamental. Like very, very fundamental. And nobody could stop it. Pump fake, one jewel, pull up.
Killer.
Face up, pull up. Like his fadeaway wasn't as serious as Kobe's fadeaway. Like Jordan had a fadeaway, but he wasn't like 3 pump fakes, leaning out of bounds, shoot over the backboard. Kobe fadeaway. Like, like it looked so. And I watch, like, I go back and I get on YouTube and I just watch games, and it's just like it's easy. And he doesn't have the ball in his hand as much as LeBron has the ball. LeBron brings the ball up the court. If he's trying to score, he's trying to score. If he's not, he's standing up there half at the logo, dribbling, directing people. So yeah, he's gonna be top in assists. He's gonna be top in scoring. But Jordan was passing, cut down here, and the ball would just find. The ball would find him, and then it was just like, all right, this dude on this island, this guy's about to start counting down from 40. And then he did it, and then LeBron has played, like, he's played so many more games than Jordan. Like, yeah, he's gonna be, like, who's number one, like, all time? It's Kareem, right?
Yeah, Steph Curry. Yeah.
Yeah, and Kareem played for like 35 years. So I mean, the people who play the longest are gonna have the most points. Like LeBron, I hope he gets to all time just so people can keep discussing it.
Yeah.
I hope the all-time tour. But like Jordan, he didn't go to the playoffs like for several years. LeBron was always kind of like getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, like always kind of getting there and trying to get over the hump. Jordan for a long time wasn't even making the playoffs. Like he was just doing numbers. And then I'm gonna say 7. Well, he had more playoffs runs than that, but I think he had like 9 legit ones. I think he probably lost to the Pistons a few times, and then he had the one where he came back after baseball. I mean that one really doesn't count. But, and then he had 6 finals appearances, 6 championships. Like LeBron played so many more games than Jordan.
Yeah.
That like he's gonna have more points. Like Jordan just got it done in such a small amount of time.
Yeah.
Like it's undeniable.
That's a solid argument.
It is.
We've asked like pretty much everyone who we had on, Michael Jordan and LeBron, and it's so funny that it's those two instead of like Michael Jordan and Kobe, because like you said, Kobe was mentored by Jordan. If you look at like any video with them side by side, the fadeaway on some plays, it looks identical. A lot of the driving, the layups, everything. And I think that what makes Jordan so special is, like you said, just the amount of time he put in and still had the numbers that he has, still has the winning percentage that he has. LeBron is great, and I think that he'll obviously go down probably number 2 at least of all time eventually. But I just think like you said, you watch any old game, you watch that triangle offense, him going down to the block, coming back up, posting up, or just going off a pump fake, and everybody fell for it. He just same pump fake, go to the rim, dunk on you, or pull up over you. It was just crazy to see and how efficient he was. I think MJ has like the scoring record for a season, like 35 per game one year. And no, he averages like 30 for his career, like ridiculously crazy efficient.
Just getting work done. Like, I think the flashiest thing he does, I mean, besides I guess we make the dunks flashy and stuff like that. But I think the most showboat and flashy thing he does is just palming the ball. Like video of him like moving the ball and the ball like for it. And like everybody, and I know, are you LeBron, or are you guys LeBron or MJ?
Me? You got MJ, right?
I got MJ.
All right, listen, real quick. No, I'm good. I'm good. Listen, I got a question though. I'm just playing the role of the other person. All right.
Okay.
So listen, what does LeBron have to do to be number 1 European, Kevin? Then I'm gonna pass to Zay. Same question to you. Is there anything LeBron can do?
I just think at this point there's nothing he can do.
Not even if he wins like more chips or anything.
Because right now he's not even playing full seasons anymore.
Good point.
Like he was 8 seed last year, and we all was like waiting to see him pull off like, oh, they're going to the finals. They're going to the finals. Like, if Mikal Bridges think he's gonna lock up LeBron, they're crazy. AD gets hurt, and it's like LeBron just, oh, I'm not gonna waste my body trying to take these guys to the finals. Like, so he's not. There's really nothing he can do, because yes, he's gonna be the reason why they win the championship, but he's taking so much time off. Like, he's kind of like how people treat Kawhi now. They're just like, at one point they were talking about he was the best player in the NBA, and then now, no, this dude ain't playing enough games. Like, load management, all this stuff. Like, it's the same thing. Like, LeBron had to do something a lot earlier in his career to start getting closer, I guess, to pass MJ.
Say he never lost anything, will he be up there in European?
Yes.
Okay, because to be fair, he should not have gone to the finals with the Cavaliers. I mean, honestly, I don't count that one against him. I count Miami. Yeah, I count that one.
We don't really count. Like, that's a great accomplishment.
It is, but I feel like that's being held against him so much, though. Even though that's like, because it's a loss. He lost so bad, but we don't put an asterisk by it.
I never held that against him. It's just the fact that he got 3 rings in 8 years. That's the point. You went 8 years in a row.
Yeah.
And your team was D-Wade and Chris Bosh. Like,
right.
Like, at least 3-peat. He would be in a lot better conversation if they won 3 and then lost that last one, and then he went back to Cleveland.
Right.
And then won.
Yeah, you're right. He set that up himself. He's like, not 4, not 5, not 6. He set that up himself. So only got 2?
Yeah, 2.
That's bad.
Yeah, he was 2-2 with one of the greatest teams in NBA history.
Yeah.
Like Kobe and Shaq 3-peated, and then they lost.
And they split up.
So it's like,
that's fair.
Like, he could at least give us 3. No, he's not gonna give us 2 or 3 in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but if he did that, they would have been talking about, Kyrie's the GOAT. and all this. You know, I'm not trying to hit that. Kyrie made one shot and had a couple 40 balls. So LeBron controlled the game. That's LeBron's championship.
Right, and it was the block that led to that. So gotta always include that. So Zay, is there anything LeBron can do in your opinion?
I think those consecutive finals, his finals percentage is just too bad. It would take him at this point in time 10 more years to get even. So it's kind of like, especially now, it's kind of hard to see LeBron winning. It's hard to see him winning a chip like in the next year or two if he's still playing. I mean, otherwise, his statistic wise, he'll be remembered as like one of the GOATs because across the board, I was looking at the 3-point list the other day. I didn't know he was like top 10 in that. So I'm like, I think he'll have the respect of the people, but there's nothing really substantial that he can do that'll swing over Jordan's accomplishments.
Let's circle back to earlier conversation. I have to say it. LeBron should not be shooting logo threes. LeBron James should not be coming down shooting a logo three at any point. I mean,
that's fair.
There's other people that's doing it, and not only it's affecting kids, it's affecting LeBron.
That's true. I mean,
I don't think Jordan would ever shoot a logo three.
He barely shot threes.
He barely shot threes, and he's number 3 all time. Well, no, it's because right now it's Kareem. Where's Malone at?
I think he's on 2.
1/3.
He's on Malone's on the list too.
So Jordan is like, I'll just say 5 or 6 just off the top of my head. Like he's 5 or 6. Kobe passed him, LeBron passed Kobe, and that's a couple other guys. Jordan didn't shoot threes.
Yeah.
He played a whole bunch of less games. And he didn't shoot a lot of threes. And he's way up there in the scoring category.
Mid-range and layups. Yeah, that's true. I mean, LeBron shooting logo threes. We know he's strong enough to do it, but it's like, do you need it? That's
the first option. Yeah, it should not be the first option.
I remember like early in his Cleveland days. I remember him especially with the Cavaliers logo, he would pull up from the C, and they'd be like,
"That don't count. That logo is so big, man. It's basically right outside the 3, man. I know exactly what you're talking about because I saw that clip too. Talking about LeBron was doing logo threes before Steph or whatever. I'm like, that logo was so big.
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying, but nah, that should not be his first option.
Yeah, MJ is number 5, Kobe 4, LeBron 3, Malone 2, and Kareem at 1. So, yeah, I remember which finals was it? Like he was going against Drexler, and he made like his record for threes. But other than that, I don't remember him shooting like any other clips. You don't see him shooting a lot of threes, if any.
Nope.
Because it was too easy. It was so like the reason why Steph Curry shoots logo threes is because they're pressuring him. So he's like, as the pressure comes, he backs up. Who's pressuring LeBron into shooting logo threes?
If anything, they back up because I don't want him to get to the basket. So,
Exactly.
He's literally shooting it just because. Dame, they doubled him before he crossed half court. Like, so it makes sense. If you're not open at the 3-point line, take a step back. If you're not open there, take a step back and practice it. LeBron's open at the 3-point line. Just stay up there, man. Shoot the little step back, side step, look at the ball.
That move has been very interesting. Like, I don't know why I feel like that's the easiest thing for people to like catch on, because either he's gonna step back and he's gonna hesitate, or he's just gonna shoot it. It's like, what? That move is interesting to me. But I mean, yeah, I think LeBron is great. He can shoot it, but he doesn't need to do the unnecessary with half court and pool. So, but I wonder.
Definitely king though. He's the king. King do whatever you want to do, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the respect of the people for sure. Like my respect. I remember growing up, everybody used to say, like, especially me being a D.O.A. fan, I'm like, all right, D.O.A. is the best player in the league, hands down. I want to hear it. But I knew LeBron was like, okay, this dude can literally fly if he wanted to. But I had to give LeBron that respect after I grew up. So.
I think there was a lot of resistance to LeBron earlier, especially with that move to Miami. There was like a lot of resistance.
I mean, yeah. To be honest, when I remember like the special, like the whole ESPN him doing the interview, I was like, I think he's gonna go to Miami. I know him and D-Wade were friends, but I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if this is gonna work out. And I was like, when they announced and they came out and they were all on stage, the big threes here and everything, not 6, not 7. I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. That first year, I was kind of like, especially when they started losing, I was like, man, I don't know if it's gonna work. But then they turned around and got to the finals that year, lost, but came back and won. So I was like, all right, cool. So I gained his respect. Well, he gained my respect, my bad.
Gotcha. And so, speaking of LeBron still, so Kevin, what do you think of the Lakers? You know, they got all these future Hall of Famers. I ain't say that. Yeah, that's true though. You got Russell Westbrook, you got Carmelo Anthony, you got Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo. You got all these literally future Hall of Famers, in my opinion, on one team. What do you think about the Lakers?
I said from the beginning that Westbrook isn't a good fit. And I wouldn't even, I mean, Dwight is Dwight. I mean, you can either get Dwight or you can get somebody else and pay them a little bit of money and just rebound and whatever. It's just a name. I don't think he's necessarily a scrub. I don't think Rondo is necessarily a scrub. I wouldn't even put Melo in the category with Rondo and Dwight. Like Melo is, I was mad when Melo left Portland, like needed him, but
yeah,
I just don't think the Lakers are who's on the team right now is going to win a championship or capable of winning a championship. I mean, Russ didn't leave his prime. He just went to Houston and just kind of couldn't figure out with Harden. And then he was back getting triple doubles with the Wizards. So like Russ is still Russ. It's just that the play style, like LeBron's not running with Westbrook. Like he needs people to run with him and to get those assists and different things. And then he can't be a spot up shooter. So
no, it definitely have to figure that dynamic out. I think recently Russ has been playing better. He's cut the turnovers down. You know, at first it was like so many turnovers per game, but now it's cut down. I think he's more efficient now, but you still have to figure out that dynamic. Because you got literally 2 playmakers on the floor. But then you have Vogel playing him and Rondo at the same time. That should never happen. They got a lot to figure out. I still think they can compete potentially. It just depends on AD. That's the other thing. Anthony Davis hasn't been playing to expectations at all. I was hoping he'd be like an MVP candidate this year. That's clearly not going to happen.
That's not happening. Yeah, AD is definitely, I think, the biggest. I think everybody kind of guessed that Russell wouldn't be a good fit. But AD right now is just letting it right down. And then LeBron's not playing.
Yeah.
So
AD has always been the key ever since he got to LA, because even when they won in 2020, it was AD that did the scoring, that played defense and got rebounds, blocks, put them over the top. And this year, I don't know if it's because of injury or just a lack of the right fit, but I felt like going into this season, I'm like, all right, the Lakers got Westbrook, they got AD, they got LeBron. All right, I feel like they can make it work. I feel like a pick and roll with Westbrook and AD should be monstrous, but I've yet to see it, and it's just been like, dang. I'm like, everybody was thinking like, all right, Brooklyn versus LA, and now it's like, nope.
Yeah, neither team. It's crazy. And this too, I feel like they got just one too many. I don't think they needed to get Jordan. They didn't need to get DeAndre Jordan. You know, I can see you get the white from maybe with just matchup sizes in the future, like maybe with the Bucks or something, just to match size or something. But like AD really needs to be at the 5, in my opinion. And then just have shooters and have LeBron and Russ working. I don't know, man.
JaVale McGee was on the championship team, right?
Yeah, he was. He has man.
So like how do you? I don't understand how you lose certain dudes.
Yeah.
Like you lose him, and you get DeAndre Jordan, who ain't won nothing. Like,
now think about it, JaVale McGee has 2 chips, huh? With the Warriors and the Lakers.
Sure, he does.
and like, is JaVale McGee asking for that much money?
No.
Doubt it.
No.
I don't know what happened.
Or is it that the Lakers don't have any money because of LeBron, AD, and Westbrook, and then everybody else is on these minimums?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's true. Oh, yeah. You know, LeBron's getting like his $100 million for however many years. AD's probably, yeah, he just re-signed, right? And then I don't know Russell's contract, but I'm sure it's huge. So
yeah, about $40 million.
Oh.
I don't think JaVale will be making the minimum. So he's making more than Dwight. And I bet they wish they had space, like cap space for JaVale.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they could have retained, dang, I don't know why his name's slipping my mind.
Caruso?
There we go. Yeah.
That's my guy right there.
Yeah, that's Caruso. The Caruso, yep. And they should have kept him because he was so involved in the offense, and he was such a really, really good player. He's doing well with the Bulls too, you know.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they really should have kept him.
Man, he's been huge for Chicago. I think he left the game last night with a hamstring injury, but I hope he's good to go. That dude is a dog defensively. If you watch any like Chicago highlights from this year, you see him getting blocks, he's getting deflections, he's running the floor, and he just shares the ball. Like,
right.
The Lakers need more guys like that to give LeBron and them some breathing room, I guess. Like, no one else is. It's so many, like you said, so many stars. Somebody says like a 2015 All-Star team. I was like, kind of is. And now you have many guys that are like, you know, I'm this player, I'm getting this shot. No one's like really sacrificing or playing in the role that they need to be in. Like, they're role players now, a lot of them, but that's not how they see it, I guess.
Yeah, and granted, not fully healthy yet, but I don't know, still the same thing. You know, I don't know. We'll see. And the Nets are also not doing as well as we really thought they would be. I mean, granted, Kyrie is not really playing right now. Yeah. So, yeah, but you got any thoughts on the Nets, Kevin?
I don't think Kyrie's last few years have been good enough for them to put up with what they're putting up with right now with him. Same thing with Ben Simmons. Like, I honestly think these NBA situations are like kind of stupid at saying, like, just being blunt. Like Kyrie hasn't done anything since his sidestep 3 over Steph.
Not really.
Nothing.
Let me think. 2017 Celtics, they got
Right.
bounced. Then he got hurt. Then he didn't. Then he went to Brooklyn. Then he got hurt, and he sat out again. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I like Kyrie a lot. He just needs to play.
Right.
Like me too, but like come on. I mean, I guess that's a whole different conversation about being vaccinated or not. Like,
Yeah.
but speaking of Ben Simmons, like come on, like we can get anybody to come out here and pass the ball.
Boy,
Yeah.
do something. But so yeah. Kevin, again, thanks so much for being on the podcast. I want to wrap up and ask you a few questions real quick. It'll be about the league and whatever we like to ask you. So first question for me, what team do you think is the best in the league right now?
Right now, I think it's the Warriors, and I think they don't even have all their pieces yet.
Yep. Very true. They just snapped the Suns winning streak. They kind of proved that, hey. So yeah, the Warriors have been very impressive, and you're right. They don't even have all the pieces yet. Clay needs to come back. Wiseman, Is this fair, y'all? Is this fair? Are we about to get another dynasty out these posts again? Is this fair?
It's fair. It's fair because Jordan Poole just basically just worked on his game.
He did.
Because you bring Andrew Wiggins to kind of be that guy, and they had somebody else to.
Talking about before him?
Yeah, they had Kelly Oubre, right?
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, they.
Like they was always trying to find that replacement, like for
Right,
Clay.
that wing. Yeah.
And those guys they just weren't good enough shooters. And now here comes Jordan Poole out of nowhere, and then he's gonna go to the bench when Clay comes back. But him coming off the bench and being comfortable, knowing that like I'm getting these shots. It's just
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great.
too big a threat in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm gonna circle back to college days. Who I think I asked this before. Who is the best player that you had to match up with, or that you've matched up against, playing wise?
I done played against some guys too. I think the best player who just came out and you knew he was the real deal, well, you felt it, was Damien Lee. And we played him when he was at Drexel before he went to Louisville. And the scouting report was, guys, he's a pro. He's a pro. And when he came out and it looked like the easiest 25 I've ever seen in my life. And it's like, and you're at Drexel, like it's not like you're playing this Louisville. You're not like you're playing Louisville and you're just like, okay, all these guys are good. It's just one guy that's carrying this program. And he was just having his way. And that's interesting just because of like, it's all about people's skill sets and what they're good at and everything. Because I don't think I was actually matched up with Damien Lee, but I feel like he was scoring on all of us. But I was actually matched up with Duncan Robinson, and I mean he's just a spot shooter. Like it's not hard to go. You just got to be aware of where he's at.
Yeah.
But like he gets the ball. If he's not shooting a jump shot, he's a guard. Like he's not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
And then see him like for the Heat, and he's playing this big role, and he's running around and shooting threes. It's just like I guarded him. Like it's not that hard. You just pay attention to him. So yeah, I think that's toughest right there.
Okay. Man, that's funny. I know exactly what you're talking about with Duncan. If you watch, like, I'm a Heat fan, so I'm always watching him and Tyler, two different people, like completely. Tyler likes to handle the ball, pull up. Duncan, he's not dribbling. He wants to shoot. That's it. And it's like, all right, I need you to, sometimes I need to put the ball on the floor. And he's like gonna take a dribble, he's gonna pass it back, and he's gonna run around. And he's gonna take either an open three or he's gonna take a tough three and just hit it. And it's like, that's cool. I'm glad that you make them, but at the same time, I'm like, all right, I need you to at least be able to take a couple dribbles inside and make a play, because it's like, dang, you are kind of easy to guard. Hopefully, no other teams are watching this and decide to like tune in on it. But yeah,
it's crazy, like just how the NBA works, because like some of the guys that are the hardest people to guard don't make it to the NBA. Like G.O.A.T.S, and he was from Alabama, same 2014 class as me. He went to Middle Tennessee, but it was hard to guard him, and he was a little bit shorter than me, but he was a 3-point shooter. But it's just like, if he gets going, it's gonna be a long night. And then you go play against somebody who's like, you think back to somebody you played against who is in the NBA and is on this big spotlight, and it was like, they weren't that good, in my opinion. But you know, the NBA sees something, because we played against Dwayne Bacon and played against Terrence Mann at Florida State at the same time, and it's just like I don't remember Dwayne Bacon doing anything spectacular. Terrence Mann had a chance to dunk on our post player, which would have been the poster for the ages, and he just laid it up. And I was on the bench. I was kind of upset that he didn't dunk it. Like go ahead and finish it off, man. And then now it's like seeing him have that big game in the NBA and in the playoffs, and just like,
Yeah.
And then there's other dudes who just get drafted. Like there were some guys that got drafted this past season. There's one guy from West Kentucky who he was like a 6'8" point guard, but he didn't get that many minutes. And then he transferred to Nebraska, and then he got drafted. And I look at his stats, and it was like he averaged two points at West Kentucky. He averaged 8 points at Nebraska, but he was drafted second round to Toronto. And I'm just like it's just interesting. Like people see potential in different guys.
yeah, that's crazy.
And it's professional. I think professional basketball is just interesting because like Cortez, you guys need to get Cortez on the show. But Cortez, he said he always knew he was gonna play basketball. And I was like, well, how do you know that? And he said, well, no, I hoop with overseas guys when they come back home, and I just never thought they was that good. Okay. Like, makes sense. Like, I didn't grow up playing around overseas guys. I grew up playing against my brother. My brother didn't play professional. So it's like, it's just whatever. It's kind of like just whatever you pursue, honestly, and then somebody just has to see some potential in you, and you can get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's crazy. You never know who's watching, so just always, bring your A game. Like, I know Cortez is in the UK right now, right?
I believe so. Yeah. It's hard for me to keep up with like the leagues and everything. I get so confused. I don't know what's going on. So
same. But yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Just playing against Terrence Mann, and then he dropped like 40 in the playoffs. Random. Just so random.
Randomly. And I could sit here and say, I can make that corner three way more times.
Right.
But I'm also not 6'6", 6'7". Like
Right.
I'm a 6'1" shooting guard.
Yeah.
And Westbrook is 6'3", and I'm gonna be guarding the wing. So it's just whatever.
Wow. Dang. Cool, man. Q, you got anything?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Real crazy. So yeah, one last question for me. Early, I know it's still early, but early finals prediction. Who you think is going? Who you think will win?
If the Warriors stay healthy, the Warriors. I mean, I honestly don't think the Bucks were better than the Nets last year. I think they just got lucky. So, and I don't think Nets are better than the Warriors.
Okay, so you think it's Warriors Nets, Warriors win?
And the Suns aren't as good as the Bucks.
What? Wait, is it a sweep?
It's not a sweep, but it's
like real dominant performance.
It's a dominant performance.
Like,
I would like to see, KD back in the finals though, doing his thing. Even if it's just him and Harden, it was really just him last year. It almost went to the finals.
Almost.
Man. One false step.
Yeah, one toe.
Just one. Yeah, that's fair. I'm always go for my Heat. I'm praying for Bam to come back from surgery soon. Jimmy come back healthy. But I wouldn't be mad to see a KD. I wouldn't be mad to see KD and Harden, especially now since Harden is starting to get back healthy. He looks like he's returning to form, so it'll be interesting. Warriors for sure. I don't see anybody. Maybe the Suns if they. It's kind of tough, but either of those because I like CP too. We'll see.
If the Warriors and Nets go to the finals, y'all gotta let me back on the show, man.
Yeah, we're gonna remember this. Put in archive.
Yeah, definitely gotta have you back on, man, for sure. But they make it or not, definitely want to have you back on in the future, bro. So yeah, again, thanks so much for being a guest. Really appreciate you. Thanks for sharing. We really enjoyed you talking about your experiences in Southern Miss. Talking about different aspects of the game. You gave a very, very solid opinion on why Jordan is the GOAT. And, we talked about a lot of different things, man. So I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all could have me on here. We all relate. But Southern Miss to the top.
Southern Miss to the top. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember, you can catch the Switch Masters podcast on all podcast platforms. Check out the YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. This is your co-host Q the Guru. Signing off.
I'm your co-host Zay, the executive producer. We'll catch y'all next time.
Oh.